Meet Todd Englund. He's a State Farm agent, which means he's here to help with all this. But it's easier to just remember he's here to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Todd Englund at 510-537-8100 today.
Hey there, Castro Valley, and good morning. It's a lovely Saturday morning, and I am here at Doug's Place, one of the Castro Valley landmarks, serving delicious breakfast eats day in, day out for not only the Castro Valley community, but the entire Bay Area community. I'm excited to tell you about this historical landmark, have some really delicious breakfast eats, and give you guys another wonderful, great review. So breakfast items are sometimes a little bit challenging to review. Why? Is because breakfast items are so easy to mold due to your different dietary needs, due to your different preferences of seasoning and things along that sort, due to your different preferences on doneness for things like eggs, potatoes, etc. So I decided to order two things. One, I'm gonna get biscuits and gravy. Biscuits are one of my favorite things. We can really assess how the biscuits are made, how's the layering of everything, how does the gravy look? Is it delicious? Is it too thin? Is it too thick? What is inside it? Mushroom, sausage, lots of black pepper. So we're definitely gonna start off with that. And then I'm keeping it simple. Doug's is known for their delicious omelets. Omelets have so many variations, but I feel like they're a little bit predictable. So I'm just gonna get 2 eggs over easy, some toast, and some home fries. Because that is a place where you can either go very right, or you can go very wrong.
Breakfast, all right?
Thank you, sir. Excited as always. The aroma is on point. So the very first thing I'm going to start with is the biscuits and gravy. Yes, the eggs are warm, but I want to start with these before the biscuits get too soggy. So already the aroma, I get some nice notes of sage, but let's see what is going on. Definitely smells very homey. Sometimes when you can't describe something, I like to say it has like a grandma scent to it. I call it a babushka aroma. So here I definitely get a lot of that. Let's dive in and see how first the biscuits are structurally. They do have some good flakiness to them. And definitely perfect as a side dish. Nice and creamy, nice and dense, but you get a flake and a nice butteriness. I personally go a little higher on the black pepper, almost like a country style gravy, but of course they provide pepper at the table. Really wonderful side dish for just $6. You could even come in here if you're not too hungry, get biscuits and gravy, a fried egg on top, and be totally happy with that. Now let's just try the gravy by itself and see how it's seasoned. I see little pieces of sausage, the black pepper. I'm going to guess that the sausage is herb, that's why I get notes of sage and thyme. And that I'm definitely quite happy with. Now, when it comes to seasoning, you can always add a little bit more salt, but that's the whole point of breakfast. You can accommodate your different tastes, season as you go. What I love about the gravy is it's not too thin, it's not too thick, and it's not too strong. So it's really an open base with whatever you want to accommodate, whether it be fried eggs, or whether it be putting gravy over your eggs, or over your potatoes, anything along that sort. Now let's move on and try the breakfast plate. Now, I ordered one of the cheaper breakfast plates. There are many plates that come with pancakes, that come with waffles, that come with bacon, come with sausage. When it comes to bacon and sausage, I sort of know what I'm getting. I know what I'm ordering. So here, I went for, I would consider the 3 hardest things to get right: cooking eggs and seasoning them properly, seasoning potatoes properly, and getting your toast on point. So with that being said, let's start with our sourdough toast. Nicely buttered, nicely toasted. Nice audible crunch. And exactly what you expect in sourdough buttered toast. They of course provide you with jams. You could ask for anything else on the side. You could even assemble yourself your own little sandwich there. Now let's move on to the potatoes. They gave me an option of hash browns, they gave me an option of home fries, and they asked if I actually wanted sauteed onions on top. Who would say no? Definitely not me, so I did add those sauteed onions on top. Now, when it comes to hash browns, those are, I don't want to say hard to get wrong, but you know you're going to get a nice crispy exterior, you're going to get fairly well seasoned, it's going to be nice, oily, and buttery, but home fries are more difficult. What I like that I'm seeing is we're working with fingerling potatoes, rather than just Yukon Gold potatoes or russet potatoes. So these are actually going to be a little bit more tender, and actually have a really nice size to them. Let's try one without any onions. They're cooked really nicely. They're crunchy on the outside, crusty on the inside, which tells me they may have been par cooked and then finished to give you that crusty exterior, which is very important for potatoes. Often if you roast them once, you get sort of the one texture all throughout, but if you cook them twice, one blanch status and then a roast or something like that, or a deep fry, then you get that soft interior and crispy exterior. The only flaw for me personally is that this is very under-seasoned. There is no salt or very low amount of salt. But again, this is something you can accommodate, you could always ask for, and especially if you're going to be enjoying this with condiments, ketchup, which definitely I love. I can put ketchup on anything. Then that adds that sour, that adds that salt that you really crave. Now let's give this another chance and try it with the onions. I love how these onions look. It really reminds me almost of like, I hate to say it, but I love to say it, like an animal style chop of onions. A little bit of like In-N-Out ode to, but of course Doug's has did this first. Let's try these onions. Aroma wise, you get some really nice caramelization already filtering through my nose. Now, what the potatoes, pardon my chewing as always, what the potatoes initially lacked, the onions now gave it back. The onions are perfectly seasoned, add a really nice umami, salty, sweet, aromatic profile to the potatoes, and makes me just really want to douse it all in ketchup moving forward as well. Let's try the last thing, which are my eggs over easy. Now, when it comes to eggs, I'm either a sunny side up guy, I'm a soft boiled guy, or I'm an over easy guy. Poached eggs are wonderful. I love eggs Benedict. Every place can make them a little bit differently. This place, rather than making a hollandaise sauce, they make a cheese sauce for the eggs Benedict. That way you still get that really nice custardy sauce over the top, well seasoned, but easier to do in a high volume. How hollandaise sauce is made is it's an emulsion. It's basically like a mayonnaise with butter that you have to keep warm or else it's going to separate or it'll get too cold. So hollandaise, when it comes to large volume production, it's pretty difficult. So I chose not to go with the eggs Benedict because I generally enjoy hollandaise. I love that buttery, lemony sauce, and I don't really want to try the cheese sauce today. Now let's finally dig into these eggs, see how they're cooked, and see how they're seasoned. And that is a perfect over easy egg. How you get just a little bit of that yolk cooked, but still really nice and runny, comes together with that white, and straight into my mouth. On point. My pet peeve is when eggs are either under-seasoned or overcooked. I'm a runny yolk guy, and these are perfect. The salt and the pepper are right on point. You can visually see the pepper on the egg. You get a little bit of that yolk starting to cook on the outside, which is how I love it, while the inside is perfectly runny. The whites are nicely cooked, and all I want to do now is take some of this yolk, some of this egg, put on this bread, and continue enjoying until next review. And if you're extra indulgent, you take this piece of biscuit, you bring it to this plate, you put this whole egg yolk on top of it, you come around with a little bit more gravy, and you got yourself the Igor special. Yes, please. It's gonna be messy, I'm so sorry, Castro Valley. All right, Castro Valley, we just finished here at Doug's Place, one of the best Castro Valley landmarks established in 1978. We had a wonderful breakfast feast today and explored all different things from eggs to toast to potatoes, talked about seasoning, talked a little bit about cooking styles, but we didn't really talk about the feel. The second you walk into Doug's Place, it's like walking not even to your mom's house, walking to your grandma's home and being welcomed with open arms of aromas and scents. It's a great place to disconnect and remind yourself where the Castro Valley community really began. You walk in, the rooms are just covered with wood and every nook and cranny, the beautiful seating, polished benches, and then lots of historical movie and media and other portraits of famous celebrities, some that have passed on, all over the walls. So if you ever want yourself a bite of some delicious Castro Valley atmosphere, culture, and food, stop by Doug's Place. My name is Chef Igor. I'll see you guys next time for another Castro Valley restaurant review.
Meet Todd Englund. He's a State Farm agent, which means he's here to help with all this. But it's easier to just remember, he's here to help life go right. Call State Farm agent Todd Englund at 510-537-8100 today.